Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I tell you a bunch of them is baby because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. I want to say shout out to everybody who took part in all of the trades that we did last week because we knocked it out of the park. We made about 9 straight trades in a row that were profitable before finally taking a little bit of a loss, and then now we back on our win streak again. So what do I say? That's a 90% hit rate, family. I love to see that. So investing carries risk. Make sure you talk to a licensed financial advisor in your area if I didn't already say that, so that you know that it is what it is. You got to risk it to get the biscuit, baby. It is what it is. So I want to put you up on some trades that I'm looking forward to getting into and taking on next week. However, if you want to get my trades earlier, then book a call with my team. The link is going to be in the top of the description. It says get my trades. I'm looking forward to seeing you over there. The calendar fills up very quick, but it's the start of a new month, so you have the opportunity to join. And the first trade that I'm looking at, and remember, we trade with the chart, not with our heart. It got to make sense on the charts for us to do it, but it's Palantir. Ticker symbol PLTR. This is one we was trading back when it was in the single digits. We were even trading this when it was $20. We have progressed to when it was $100. And then we progress to when it's $200. People often think that a lot of these stocks have run out of steam, and then they show you time and time again that they got more steam. So what's the holdup? The holdup is a lot of people are in fear rather than being in management. You should manage your risk and then let go of the fear and then take that leap. That's how you're going to be able to proceed in life and progress. So Palantir is currently $200, and the interesting going on with them is that they have their earnings on November 3rd, 2025. This is going to be a very interesting one. I'm going to tell you some of the numbers that they expected to hit. There's 2 in particular. One of them is the revenue. That's the money that they bringing in. But they're running a business, and you got to pay to operate a business. So the revenue is what they bring in. The earnings is what they get to keep. And the revenue, they expect to make 50% more than they were making last year. And then the earnings, they expect to be able to keep 84% of it. Family, that's crazy. 84% more than they were able to keep last year at the same rate. That's called getting efficient. I told you, we're looking at the earnings. This is going to be a news catalyst kind of a play, meaning the news is going to drive what the stock does. We're going to look at the earnings move tool so we can see what happened in the past. And this tool is on the Moomoo investing app. The link is in the description as well if you want to get it. And Palantir, all the way on the bottom where it says expected versus actual move, is generally expected to move about 10%, almost 9.87 to be exact. But 2 times in the past, Q3 2024 and Q4 2024, it's moved about 20%. Now, in Q1 2025, it actually came down 15%. But we can see, by and large, it has been moving up around the date of earnings, slightly before and slightly after. So now this expected move is expected to be smaller than the 20%. However, it's still expected to be a jump, either up or down, but it depends on if they can stick the landing, and you got to be able to see things like this coming. And the best way to do it is to not be trading in isolation or trading in the dark. So I encourage you to subscribe to the channel so we can keep you up to date on these things. Like I said, we're talking about this when it was in the $9 range. We were talking about this when it was in the $50 range and so on. So we were just tracking this one all the way up to where it is right now. And one of the huge things that's going on with Palantir is they are linking with the CEO of NVIDIA. If you look at these 2 men right here, the guy on the left is the CEO of Palantir and the guy on the right is the CEO of NVIDIA, which is the biggest company in the world. And they went on CNBC News together to talk about their partnership. Now, why is this important? Because NVIDIA partners with all kinds of different companies, but very rarely, if ever, do you see the CEO go on the news with the partnership to announce it. But like I said, you trade with the chart and not with your heart. So let's get into the charts right here. Palantir is trading between a channel of about 194 and 205. This means if it breaks above the 205, then this is going to try to head towards your 210s, your 215s. And a lot of people are going to make a lot of money with that kind of a move. However, if she comes back down to about 194, this is where a lot of people want to go and play it as well, especially people who want to buy more of it and hold on to. And then there's rumors, and often good rumors like this often push the stock to new heights. And the news says this: will Palantir follow Netflix and do a stock split? So Palantir right now is about $200, but let's say they did a stock split, and then it would go back down to being $20, because instead of you having one share worth 200, you will then have 10 shares worth 20, depending on the split. But here's a few I want to put on your radar, and you let me know if you want more details on them by writing them in the chat. Warner Brother Discoveries, $22. The reason this one is interesting and worth watching is because in the last 3 months, it's been pumping up, right? But people in the background on Wall Street, they always know something that the public don't know. Warner Brothers, WBD is the ticker symbol. It's up to 72% in the last 3 months. They're looking to be bought out. The reason Warner Brothers is interesting, they own the rights to Batman, they own the rights to Superman, they own the rights to many other kind of publications and media. And there's talks that Netflix is reportedly looking into a bid to buy Warner Brothers. It doesn't mean that it's gonna happen for sure, but like I told you in the previous section, there's gonna be rumors that often help stocks to push up. Here's another one I want you to keep your eye on, and it's Bank of America, BAC. Bank of America, a financial stock. I want some of y'all to consider diversifying your portfolio. And a financial stock like this is at $53 right now. This is the channel that it's trading in. So if you break under the channel, then you could expect it to go down. If it breaks above the channel, you could expect it to go up. This is how this works in simple terms. And about $54 is a level of resistance. It's been having a hard time getting above that. But if it gets above that, it's going to try to head towards 60. The $48 range has been a level of support, aka it comes down there and bounces. So people like to load up down there. And another one I want you to keep your eye on too, which I consider to be a potential $850 stock, is Meta. So it's already 651. It had came down from like 750, but think of it like this. A lot of people don't like stocks that are in the 600s and in the 800s because they want stocks that are like $20 or something like that, or even $5. And I get that totally. But I want to tell you this, when you see a stock that's a good company that comes down like this, and it could go to 850, it could go to 1,000. These are when you load up on them. And a wise man once said to me, a strong man is offended when you tell him a lie, but a weak man is offended when you tell him the truth. And I'm telling you the truth that Meta, Microsoft, and other great companies, when they come down, that's when you buy them. Don't get so caught up in the fact that they are a $500 thing or a $600 thing. These are the ones that have been knocking it out of the park. And for my people who lost money in a bull run, we've been on a bull run since 2022. If you lost money since you've been trading significantly, go back in time and look at the last 5 years of Microsoft, look at Meta, look at Apple, look at Tesla, look at the big companies and ask yourself, should I have just bought those even though they looked like they already ran? And then the answer is probably going to be yes for most of them. So family, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you want to get my trades and be ready for this next week, I'm looking forward to seeing you. The link is going to be in the top of the description. It's a new month, and as usual, we're going to have so many people pouring in. So I look forward to seeing you there because the calendar is going to fill up, and then we're going to have to wait to get some open spots again. So I'll see you on the next one, family. Link is in the description. Take care.